Hey everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with the Hobbit. I'm Alex, and I'm so excited to have you here for episode 13. We're diving even deeper into Bilbo's unexpected adventure. And trust me, things are getting more exciting. Not only will we enjoy another fun part of the story, but we'll also explore new words and phrases that will make your English stronger and more natural. So, grab your tea, get comfy, and let's go on this learning journey together. And hey, if you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. All right, now that we're all set, it's time to open the book and see what happens next in Bilbo's journey. Let's read together and enjoy the story. They had not been at table long. In fact, they had hardly reached the third cake when there came another, even louder ring at the bell. "Excuse me," said the hobbit, and off he went to the door. "So you got here at last," was what he was going to say to Gandalf this time. But it was not Gandalf. Instead, there was a very old-looking dwarf on the step with a white beard and a scarlet hood. And he too hopped inside as soon as the door was open, just as if he had been invited. "I see they have begun to arrive already," he said when he caught sight of Dwalin's green hood hanging up. He hung his red one next to it, and "Balin at your service," he said with his hand on his breast. "Thank you," said Bilbo with a gasp. It was not the correct thing to say, but they had begun to arrive had flustered him badly. He liked visitors, but he liked to know them before they arrived, and he preferred to ask them himself. He had a horrible thought that the cakes might run short, and then he as the host. He knew his duty and stuck to it, however painful he might have to go without. "Come along in and have some tea," he managed to say after taking a deep breath. Now that we've enjoyed the reading, let's take a closer look at some of the interesting words and phrases. These will help you understand the story even better, and maybe use them in your own English too. A table is where you eat, chat, or gather. It's like the social hub of any room. Hobbits love their tables because they love their meals even more. Hardly means almost not at all. So if they had hardly reached the third cake, it means they barely got started, which for hobbits is a real crisis. Third is the number 3 in a line or order. First cake, second cake, and yep, the third cake, which is obviously the best one. At last means finally, like something took forever. Bilbo was probably thinking, at last, Gandalf's here to save me from these surprises. Instead, shows a change, not what you expected. Bilbo expected Gandalf, but instead got a new dwarf with a dramatic entrance. If someone is old-looking, they appear aged, like wrinkles, white beards, and wise eyes. Classic dwarf style. Hopped means jumped lightly. This dwarf didn't just walk in, he hopped in. That's next level enthusiasm. Hanging up means to put something on a hook or peg, like coats, or in this case, a dwarf's hood. These guests really made themselves at home. In this context, breast means the chest. The dwarf politely placed his hand on his chest when greeting. Very old-school courteous. To catch sight of something means you suddenly see it. Bilbo noticed the green hood and realized, oh no, there's more of them. A gasp is a short, surprised breath, like when Bilbo realized he was completely outnumbered and outsnacked. Correct means right or proper. Bilbo knew his words weren't correct, but he was way too overwhelmed to care. Flustered is when you're confused or nervous and can't think straight. Basically, Bilbo all episode long. Visitors are guests who come over. Normally, that's nice, but surprise dwarf visitors? That's another story. To prefer means to like one thing more than another. Bilbo preferred to know who was coming for tea, not be ambushed by a fellow ship. Horrible means really bad or unpleasant. Bilbo had horrible thoughts about running out of cake. Worst case scenario for a hobbit. A host is someone who welcomes guests. Even if Bilbo didn't invite them, he still acted like a good host. What a gentleman. Duty is a responsibility, something you feel you must do. Bilbo felt it was his duty to serve tea, even in chaos. To be stuck means you can't change something or escape it. Bilbo stuck to his hostly duties, even though his nerves said run. Painful means it hurts, physically or emotionally. For Bilbo, this surprise tea party was emotionally painful, but he powered through. Managed means you succeeded in doing something difficult. Bilbo managed to speak, smile, and pour tea barely. And that's it for the vocabulary in this episode. See how much easier tricky words get when we break them down with a bit of fun. Remember, every new word you learn is one more step toward mastering English. You don't need to learn everything overnight. Language learning is a journey, just like Bilbo's adventure. Sometimes it's confusing, sometimes it's tiring, but if you keep going, the results are magical. Practice using the words, build your own sentences, or even try writing a short story with them. Until next time, stay curious, stay motivated. A brand new adventure is just around the corner.